Alright, this surface got dried up. Let's get this thing flipped around and see what we can do with it. Pretty rough, eh? Oh well, I'll get that later. Whew, made that tenon just right. It barely fits in there. It should be a little smaller, but I didn't want to push it. Get back in our original hole. Got it. Crank it in a little bit. Good tension against the chuck. Tighten her up. It's running pretty good. Let me turn the speed up a little bit and I'll get back with you. Alright, I'm lining a pencil up with the top of my little finger here. I really want to try to save that. Just bring it around. You can already see the pencil line on there. That'll give me the approximate height of my bowl. Which isn't bad because it takes most of this rot off. There'll just be a little bit on the top. This hole here is pretty deep. It's damn near a ½ inch. I might fill that with sawdust in a minute. I really don't like doing that, but I don't want a big giant hole in the side of this bowl, so I might fill that with sawdust. I'll do that before I get turning. That way we can make our sides a little thinner and it won't be so bulky looking. Alright, see if we can get this done. Get it good and wet with your CA glue to start with. Actually, I got a little puddle down in there. It's not going to hurt nothing. Handful of sawdust chips, you just kind of grind it in, it breaks it up some. Got my vinyl glove on. Boy, I got the droppies. Give it another saturation. Rub it in some more. This will probably start smoking, so you got to watch out because the fumes of the super glue will stick to your camera lens if you got it up above. Got a lower hole here I want to fill too. You just keep rubbing it in till you fill it up. Pack it real tight, and then always finish up with your CA glue on top to make sure it holds. The harder you grind it, the better it blends in because it kind of breaks the sawdust up. You can tell it's a patch, but it doesn't look like, you know, you're trying to fool anybody. It still looks pretty natural. Alright, that looks pretty decent. Now I can make the walls a little thinner. I'm going to let that dry up and then come back and start hollowing out the inside. Ciao. Alright, here we go. I got you flipped around securely in there, and I got the speed cranked up to about 700 RPMs. Let me say a little something about speed. Speed is great. It makes your cuts a lot smoother and a lot nicer. But, especially on things large like this, this is, I'm guessing, like at least 10 inches across. The downfall to speed is if you're not real familiar with your tool and not experienced and you get a catch at 1,000 RPMs is going to be worse than a catch at 500 RPMs. There's no way of getting around it. So I'm not saying I don't have a lot of experience, and I'm not I haven't used the bowl gouge enough to know exactly what I'm doing, so every time I go in there I have to adjust my angles and what have you. So I'm going to keep my speed down, and I don't think I'd want this thing spinning at 1,000 or 1,500 RPMs anyhow. It's kind of big. You know what I'm saying? If it's a little teeny item, maybe. But we'll continue on. I'll get my height or the depth of my bowl trimmed off. I'm going to use a parting tool to get it started, and then I'll use the bowl gouge to cut up to it, get a nice smooth cut that way. And then we'll start hollowing the inside. Here we go. Check my cut and see where I'm at. I definitely do not want to knock off this little finger. I think we're right about where we want to be. Looks like about an 1/8 inch shy of the tip of this, so we're good. Go a little bit deeper, and then I'll start nibbling away with the bowl gouge. A lot of talking, I know. I usually don't do that, but on pieces like this where you got this big thick and then to nothing, you have to be real careful about big chunks flying off and whacking you like that chunk. So I'll start nibbling away this way with the bowl gouge to help keep the weight off of this, and then we'll go to the inside so we don't have a big chunk we're trimming back. Be a little safer. Here's another opinion I'll force up on you. Wow, getting really nice cuts on that. That's cool. I'm really surprised I haven't hit a rock yet. Knock wood, because I probably just jinxed myself. But I think it's better safe than sorry, and I never adjust my fence or tool rest while the piece is spinning. Why chance it? It only takes a couple extra seconds to shut the lathe down and do your adjustments. And I always feel better safe than sorry. Alright, let's start getting this hollowed out. Alright, I got a drill bit set up to bore out the center. I really don't need it on this because it's soft, but I measured down from the top of the bowl to the bottom of my bark inclusion in the bottom that I don't want to make a hole. It was 4.5 inches, so I set the drill bit up at 3 inches, and I got this an inch lower than out here. Actually, it's 1.5 inches lower. So I go in 3 inches, and I know when I'm hollowing, when I hit the bottom of my borer here, I know to start being careful so I don't go too deep. Well, I did it. I jinxed myself. I hit one rock. Actually, I think it was a hunk of clay. But all in all, not too bad, and it's got some character to it. I'm happy. So I'll continue poking away. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep and hit that bar conclusion. So I think I got maybe another inch, maybe 3/4 right here in this area. So I'll keep nibbling away right there. This right here needs to get super glued. I have a branch, see right here, that keeps tearing out, so I need to super glue that, or CA glue that, and let it dry up, and then I'll come back and keep shaving away. I'm starting to turn the corner. Turn you back on in a bit. Alright, I got you up close and personal. This thing was a pain in the butt to sand. Not because it was hardwood, because it was so soft. One little swirl with the drill or by hand, and you get a big old scratch in it that you got to re-sand to get out. So note to self, softwood's harder to sand out and make pretty than hardwood. But I think I got it pretty satisfactory, and I'm really impressed with all the colors that are coming out in this pine. Are you ready? Bam. That looks pretty nice. But being so soft, it's probably going to take a boatload of finish to make a nice surface on it. So that will probably take a few days of coating and let dry and buffing it out, and coating and let dry and buffing it out. But all in all, for pine, which I'm usually not too impressed with, it looks pretty darn sweet. Got some great color. It goes from anywhere to like a cloudy white to yellows and oranges, and of course blacks and reds, kind of purplish. So I'm pretty happy with it. And I got some more pieces of this, and I will definitely put it on the lathe again. Go figure, you get this kind of pretty stuff out of old gnarly white pine stump. Good old Mother Nature. Alright, I'll get some better shots of this and wrap this video up and try to get it up to YouTube for everybody. And thank you ahead of time for the views. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Kind of fun, and it's kind of my only communication right now with real people. Met some great friends on YouTube. It's kind of cool. You know, as friendly as you can get on the back side of a camera and a computer. But if it wasn't for YouTube, a lot of people would be losing their minds right now, being stuck indoors. So enjoy, and we'll see you on the next one, hopefully soon. Play nice, everybody. Alright, as promised, I'm going to throw in this bird feeder. I got it finished up. I got the holes drilled around there. The finish came out pretty decent. considering it's old rough pine. Left some bark on there. Nice little taper. Here's the bottom. So all I have to do is take this fixture off for the lathe and then replace it with a big heavy-duty thick pipe flange, and it takes a 3/4 inch either galvanized or black iron pipe. We'll screw into that, and then this will sit on the top of the pipe. So there you go. I hope you enjoy it, friend. It turned out pretty darn nice. It's got some good color in it. It's heavy still, but I still have that big old hunk of iron on there. Look at the grain right here on the side. Beautiful. Alright. Ciao, everybody. Have a good day.